All right. So, good morning, everyone. And today we will be hearing a presentation from Dr. Elaine Joseph, uh, PhD, MD, and ano pa ba, Doc? So, anyway, she's an internist with 12 years of experience in public health and development work, 8 years of which were spent in holistic child development, and 4 years in family community health development. She also has 16 years of experience in pharmaceutical and nutraceutical companies as their medical consultant. So that's why we have asked Dr. Elaine Joseph to uh, have do a deep dive on our products, and she will now present about Live Strong, If You Only Live Strong Plus Classic. Doctor?
Hi, good morning. Let me just share my screen. Thank you for that introduction. All right, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Yes.
By the way, yes, thank you for introducing me. Since we're only a small group, is it all right to also have a short introduction of everyone that I'm talking to right now?
Yes, of
What
course.
you do, who you are. Thanks.
Jacqueline, would you like to take the honors?
Hi everyone. I actually work with Wilbert. Sorry, how's the reception? Can you hear me?
Okay
Yes.
naman.
Yes.
You
Yes.
sound a little far, but it's okay. We can
Okay,
understand
okay.
you.
Yeah, okay. Wilbur and
Go
I,
ahead.
we've been actually we've known each other I think back in 2008, 2000 oh sorry, 2004, 2005, I think. That was as far back as we've known each other. So that's coming to almost 2 decades now. And um we've worked together in various capacities, but we decided to come back together and work on a business in Philippines focused on healthcare, because it's really something that we're passionate about. I think, if you look at demographics in Philippines, there's really a good trend that will sustain products that are getting to the right market, for decades to come. And then, population growth is also very attractive here. As my friends in Taiwan actually um fondly tell me, they're like, in Taiwan the market is like just a fraction of the market here. So they always need to look out for growth opportunities outside their country, whereas here in Philippines, I think, even if we just focus on this market alone, it's a very, very promising and, very, very high potential. So my background is I did business in Ateneo, and then worked in consulting and also in banking for UBS, JP Morgan, and I've been back in Philippines since 2017. Um, on a personal side, I have three kids from 10 years old, close to 11, now to 2 years old. This business is a passion project because as what I mentioned to Elaine when we met a few weeks ago. um my father is type 2 diabetes, my mom has hypertension. I've been exposed to Ensure and Glucerna in late 1990s when my father was diagnosed with type 2. So I've been familiar with this for some time now, and I'm very excited because the products we're bringing into Philippines is, a number one, I would say number one, number two product in Taiwan. And it's also a friend of mine that's doing that business in Taiwan since 1980s pa. So they've had 4 decades of experience. I think the product is phenomenal on a standalone basis. And what we just need to crack in Philippine market is, go to market strategy. And once we've, fix the distribution channel, I think, we should be good to go, because the product on its own can stand up against the best products that are available in market right now. So sorry, I kind of digress, but that's kind of like my background.
Thank you, Jacqueline. That was really a comprehensive introduction. Thank you. Maybe after this lecture, it will help in your product positioning. Thank you. Who's next?
Right. So, that's why I love Jacqueline. She's very passionate, very detailed, and also very a good person. So I'm Will. Like Jacqueline mentioned, we met each other way back when we did consulting in the US. Right now, I lead a group of companies. So actually, I'm also very interested in the medical field. I think one of our companies locally is one of the largest medical equipment contractor for the government. We've also been working with almost all the private hospitals for the last 2 decades. Um, I'm very technology driven. I have an engineering background from UP. And I also have quite a bit of experience in direct selling, and maybe this is why our business kind of has a slant. Direct selling being an umbrella industry covering all types of companies that sell products and services direct to clients, not through retail. So I was the one who introduced direct selling to Unilab back in 2014. In our first year, we were doing 200 million. So I really am passionate about this. I have another company that's a member of the Direct Selling Association. So I really believe that so ngayon we're kind of transitioning. My idea is really to transition the direct selling industry and merge it with the digital or online industry, which also has experienced tremendous growth in the past few years. So yeah, that's kind of my take on it. And Mitch?
Oh, thanks.
Hi, yeah. I'm Mitch. I've known Will all his life kasi mas matanda ako. He's actually my first cousin. So, I've been helping him for a number of years now in his different businesses. And so now, he asked me to help out in this one. And my background is actually physical therapy. So, I passed the boards way back 2002, I think. But I never practiced because I was more focused on my family, raising my kids. And now na they're all grown up. Um, I have two adults already and one teenager. So I have more time in my hands right
Mhm.
now. So yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mitch is my ate. She's oldest in among the cousins.
Yeah. So he's known me all his life.
Yes, I've known her all my life.
Correct, correct.
Right.
Okay, so thank you very much, Doctora, for joining us, and we're actually very excited because I've known actually the reason I got in touch with Jane is I've known Ray, um, her partner, for a very long time. So and so in that way, I've kind of hung out with Jane a lot for quite a bit, and Ray always tells me great things about her. So I think she's taken a liking and a passion to for this business, and of course, she was gracious enough to share her sister, ikaw Doctora, and it's a pleasant surprise that her sister is actually quite accomplished in exactly the field we need. So maybe this can be the start of something fantastic over the next years.
Yeah.
Thank you, Will, for that. And noticing everyone coming from different backgrounds, and yet this is becoming more like a family business talaga. Like we have talked about, diba, when we were discussing, Jacqueline, about, so our focus is really families, and just, coming together right now, it just kind of like feels like this is a family also.
All right, thank you so much. So this is a good mix of audience. Wait, let me share my screen.
I was gonna say that both you, the two sisters, you sound very similar. Your voice sounds very similar.
All right, just guess who's speaking. All right.
Yeah.
Right. So this morning, I'm excited to share with everyone the results of different medical reviews, be it systematic review or meta-analysis, including other scientific literatures, on the role of a high-protein nutritional supplement in optimizing health and longevity. So after this discussion, I'm expecting everyone that at the end, you'll be able to explain the importance of skeletal muscles in the general health and at least gain a skill in identifying the ideal nutritional supplement that's fit for Filipinos and will meet the requirements for an optimized health and longevity. So we start with the skeletal muscles. Why do you think that's important?
Mobility.
Yeah, mobility. What else? Pahirapan pa eh.
It helps us with our daily functions in the outside world, carrying things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sige. So because skeletal muscles is taking up like 40 to 50% of the total body weight, and therefore it must be playing a significant role, right? So for an organ to be taking up that much, then it has to have an integral part in the body function, particularly in the general health. Wait lang. Wait lang. So muscles play an integral role in moving around. So it's not just locomotion, but it's one of the things that we know of. But it's the single largest contributor to our metabolic rate and storage site for glucose. So the muscles have a role also in the blood sugar control. So when we think of muscles, let's liken it to a brick wall. So there are bricks coming in and there are also bricks going out. So this is an ongoing process in our body. The bricks that are coming in are the new bricks being formed, and that process is called the muscle protein synthesis. So you make new muscles, MPS, muscle protein synthesis. While the process for those bricks that are going out is called muscle protein breakdown or MPB. But this MPS, the synthesis and the breakdown, they work in opposition. So when we wake up in the morning and we consume a protein meal, we see a large rise in muscle protein synthesis. So when you wake up and then you take your meal that has protein content, then there will be muscle protein synthesis. So this muscle protein synthesis is like the bricks that are going into the wall. And then we also see a small decrease in muscle protein breakdown. So there are also muscle protein that are being broken down. And these are the bricks that are going out of the wall. So for a small period of time, so in a short moment, we're getting a little bit of skeletal muscles. But it's just for a brief time, you know, until the next until the next meal, that is, let's say, lunchtime. So we don't experience another stimulation of our protein synthesis or the building up of muscles. So it's very important that during breakfast and lunch, we need to eat diet. We need to have a diet that's rich in protein because we know that this protein will stimulate the synthesis, or we will have new muscles. How about when we are exercising? So like resistance exercise, that's about like weightlifting or strengthening exercises. If we are in this situation, so every time we eat, we get a greater rise of protein in our muscles. So it's a stimulant also to the muscle protein synthesis. So it's important that we exercise because the exercise itself will stimulate muscle protein synthesis. So there's also a small loss of muscles when you exercise, but there's a greater rise in your muscle formation. So over time, your muscle will get bigger if we do resistance exercise or the strengthening exercise and combine it with protein diet. And then the muscles will grow bigger. How about, wait. Okay, so now what you see here, this one is the conceptual framework that was developed by World Health Organization. So you see here, this is the functional, what it's showing you is that the functional capacity for individuals are different in different life stages, all right? So we see that the age here, the age grouping is divided into early life, adult life, older life. So when you are in the early life, like 0 to 18, our goal is to grow muscles, grow and develop. During adult life, which is in your, let's say, 20s to before 50s, what we want is to maintain the highest possible level of function, and that is also maintaining our muscles. But come 50 and above, that's already in your older life stage, our goal is to, still maintain, prevent greater loss of muscle mass. That will help prevent disability and help us maintain independence. Okay, so here we also see there are two diverging lines. One is orange, which is the norm, and then the blue is it goes down faster. The trend is going down on a steeper rate. Okay, so this represents your functional capacity. So the functional capacity is different in the different stages of life. We see that in the early life, it's ascending steeply. That means that you can reach your maximal or maximum functional capacity in the adult life. When you enter your adult life, that is when the functional capacity is highest. And then it goes on a downward trend. The orange one, look at the orange one, it goes on a downward trend. When you enter the older life, it's still possible that you have good functional capacity. You can function on your own. You don't depend on other people. You can do what you want. That will depend on the lifestyle and the environment that you have. So in terms of the blue line that is going down on a steeper rate, on a faster downward trend. Yeah. So it's possible that you can live a longer life, but the quality of life is poor. So your performance could traverse the disability threshold, or even this could even lead to death. Yeah. So it's very important that what we do now will determine the kind of life, the quality of life that we will have later on. So these interventions are very important, particularly if you are already in your adult life, in your 30s, let's say in your 30s. It's important that you're already doing interventions for your skeletal muscles because they will determine the kind of life that you will have later on. Because your skeletal muscles is very important, not only with your locomotion, but also with your metabolism and also with your blood sugar control. And as you go older, there is a process, no, that wherein the rate of muscle loss is increased as compared to the younger ones. So we lose muscles at 0.2 grams per kilogram per day. We lose muscles at 0.2 kilograms per year, as we grow older. But when we are sick or when we are in a catabolic state, meaning that our condition is having a greater loss of muscles, like when you have trauma, you go into accident, when you are really very sick, then these are times of a catabolic state. So the loss that you are experiencing in a normal aging without illness of 0.2 grams per kilogram per year, you will lose muscles at 0.2 gram per kilogram per day. So in a day, you will lose that. So in a week, you will be losing 1 kilogram, 1 gram of your muscles. So don't get sick, all right? So the condition wherein there's progressive decrease in your muscle mass as you age is called sarcopenia. And they have already labeled this as a disease. So when you see an elderly that's losing muscle mass, lumilit na yung kanyang muscles, that's already a disease. And therefore, there's already an intervention required. So you need to put this patient, whether she's not feeling any sickness, you already identify that as a disease. And therefore, you need to place this patient on a nutritional supplementation with high protein and also do resistance exercise. Yan. So this is age-related loss of muscle mass. So look at the normal muscle, it's bigger, and compare it to the muscle on the right. We term is atrophied muscle, meaning that there's loss of muscle mass. So it's now smaller. Now, when you have sarcopenia or when you lose muscle mass, you are at a greater risk of having fractures, physical disabilities, and frailty, meaning you become weak. So you don't only lose muscle mass, you also lose strength. So here is a cross-section of your muscles. All right. It's a cross section. The one on the left is a healthy muscle mass. The one on the right is the one with muscle loss, or what we call the sarcopenia, or an atrophied muscle. We see that there is a greater occupant of your fatty tissue than your muscles. And your muscles are the ones that give strength to the bones. It has a participation in the strengthening of your bones. And therefore, if your muscles are thin or smaller, then you really will be frail, and you will also, you are prone to getting fractures. Scientific studies have shown. Are you seeing this slide, or is it only me? Because I hid this slide. Are you seeing scientific studies?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can
yes.
see it. I can
Okay, I'm showing the wrong PowerPoint. Anyways, because I hid this so that we can shorten. Anyway, scientific studies have shown that we are to move. If we want to improve our health, we are to move. We are to do exercise. If you will, take note. Have you seen the food pyramid? Has anyone here seen the food pyramid?
Yes.
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 Now they have included exercise in that food pyramid. Imagine it's telling us what food to eat. In proportion, like the protein, the carbohydrates is at the base level. It's the carbohydrate, is at the base level, meaning that you can have more of it. There's a greater proportion of carbohydrate intake as to the fats, which is at the top, at the tip of the pyramid. But on the side, they have included exercise. So food pyramid includes exercise. And therefore, everyone should be encouraged to do exercise. Why? Because if you really want to improve your health, you have to improve your skeletal muscles. So resistance training is equally important. They have seen in studies that when you do high intake of protein plus resistance training or resistance exercise, there is a greater and even a greater increase in your muscle mass. So as we age, it's not easy to maintain our strength and power. It will significantly impact our ability to move across the landscape without effort, avoid falls. It will help maintain proper metabolic health and glucose control. So why is increasing muscle mass important? All right, because by the age of 30 pa lang, that's still very young, they're at the prime of their life, there is already a degradation or a decrease in your muscle mass. And this doubles or even increases the muscle mass losses, increases by 60s. And therefore, that puts you at increased risk of chronic metabolic diseases, loss of blood sugar control. Have you noticed those who are diabetic usually their muscles become smaller? That's one of the symptoms of diabetes that we look for. There are higher risk of falling, and therefore puts you in a disabled state. You will become weaker, and then it could even lead to death. And then there are poor health outcomes. So this slide shows you the changes in muscle strength and muscle mass along lifespan. The one above is the same slide that I have shown you, the conceptual framework that World Health Organization developed for their programs in aging and health. And it shows us that the physical performance or your functional capacity in the early life is in an upward trend. And then once you reach adult, and we have learned that by 30s, you begin losing muscle mass, and now it's on a downward trend. But if you are able to maintain your muscle mass, you're still very functional. But if there are no interventions or you get sick, then the red line will show you that the losing of your muscle mass, which is equivalent also to your losing muscle strength, and therefore affects your physical performance, will also decline. Okay, so below you will see, I don't know if you can see it, the changes in your muscle mass. So when you reach the older life, the one on the rightmost, you see that there are now fats. And if you come to this gray area wherein there's less than 70% area, this is now putting you at a higher risk of death. So sustaining and increasing muscle mass is extremely important if we are promoting and maintaining health across all populations. So what is the recommendation then? So the recommendation is to have a high protein nutritional supplement intake combined with resistance exercise. So even those who are bedridden, there are resistance exercises that the physical rehab medicine can recommend for them. Okay, so promotion of muscle mass and strength across ages. If we do not prioritize our muscle strength and muscle mass when we are younger, then the risks of muscle loss multiply, and it will be harder to overcome as we age. So this is just a study when they experimented or evaluated the dose-response relationship between protein intake and muscle mass increase. And the results showed that slightly increasing your protein intake for several months, 2 months to 3 months, by 0.1 gram per kilogram per day in a dose-dependent manner over a range of doses of 0.5 to 3.5 gram per kilogram per day will increase muscle or maintain your muscle mass. So this is just the same as I've shown you earlier. So the recommendation is the muscle protein synthesis should yield a positive protein balance, meaning that your MPS should exceed or should be greater than the protein breakdown. So remember that if you are in a catabolic state, if you are sick, your muscle, if you are really very sick, like you also have trauma, then your muscle protein breakdown will exceed your muscle protein synthesis. So now you know that you need to increase your supplementation of high protein milk. Yeah, so this just shows you what happens when you do muscle, when new muscles are being formed, or your muscle protein synthesis. So you take in the protein, the high protein milk. When you take it in, it will undergo digestion in your GIT. And once the protein is digested, it will break down into different amino acids. All right. So imagine a Lego. So you're familiar with Lego, right? If you have, let's say, formed a car out of the Lego pieces, so that's your protein. The car that you have formed out of the separate different colored blocks will be your protein. Then when you eat it, and that's broken down in your stomach, they will now separate into the different parts, into the different colored amino acids. So now those amino acids are different. It could be a leucine, a glycine, a glutamine. Okay, so the most important amino acid is your leucine amino acid, because this is the sole determinant of muscle protein synthesis. It will stimulate your muscles it will stimulate formation of new muscles. Leucine. And where do you find leucine? Leucine is found in a high digestible type of protein, and that is your whey protein. Okay. And then once it's broken down, it makes itself available now for building your muscles. It will now stimulate your muscle protein synthesis, and therefore bring in new bricks into the brick wall, into your muscles. So yeah, this just goes to show that a positive muscle protein, that's what we want, balance lead to muscle growth. Yeah, so this will just show you that there are different scenarios. There are different scenarios that will encourage muscle atrophy or increase breakdown of muscle mass. Okay, so this one, when you have like exercise, when you do exercise, and when you do exercise, but you complement it with high protein diet or milk, then your protein breakdown will just be equivalent to your protein synthesis. Okay, so when you're eating a diet that has protein, your protein breakdown and your protein synthesis is equivalent. And therefore, if you want to increase more your protein synthesis, you add a supplementation of a high protein diet. Now, this one is an atrophy in simple disuse, meaning muscle loss in simple disuse. So let's say you are confined in a hospital for a simple fever. Once you are on bed, you are already losing muscles. Your muscle protein breakdown is also already happening. Okay, and your muscle protein synthesis would be lowered. So you have a greater, meaning that you have a greater need for protein, for the muscle protein synthesis to be activated. So you need to load up yourself with protein in order to stimulate a greater amount of protein to stimulate your protein synthesis. So this one is a catabolic state, meaning that you have a major trauma, burns, yan. You are in the intensive care, you have sepsis, you have HIV, AIDS, anything that will compromise your immune system. There will be a greater muscle loss and a greater greater requirement for you to offset the breakdown, meaning that you have to load up yourself with a really high protein during this time. of catabolic state. So this is where, if you will notice, the people in the ICU, they will really lose a lot. They will really lose weight and lose muscle mass. This one is related to aging, the sarcopenia. As we age, there is already a greater rate of protein breakdown and muscle loss. That's because of the aging process. So you lose muscle mass because of a greater protein breakdown, but the requirement for you to stimulate your protein synthesis will also be greater. So these are just a summary of all those that I have shown you. So let's go to the product to Live Strong Plus Classic. What is its role in optimizing health and longevity? So the feature, one of the feature is the osmolality. The body osmolality, when we say osmolality, you are counting the particles per kilogram of water. So the body osmolality is 300 milliosmoles. What is the osmolality of Live Strong? Have you memorized?
Not yet.
Okay. Sige, later I will show you your slide. So you have to remember, okay? So the osmolality of the body is 300 milliosmoles. Now, if your formula, if your nutritional supplement is also in that range, in 300 or something close to that, then you call that isotonic or isomolar formula. We want an isotonic or an isomolar formula because it is well tolerated by the patient. The table that you see below was taken from the Philippine Dietary Reference by DOST, Department of Science and Technology, FNRI, Food Nutrition Research Institute. So this was a study that they have made particularly for Filipinos, all right? So this is not American subjects population, but Filipinos. This is their recommendation that for a formula to be in the balanced state or isotonic or isomolar, it has to have the 260 milliosmoles plus minus 9 or 10. Okay, so that's between 270, something like that, close to 300. But if the formula is already 430 plus minus 12, so 430 plus 12, 442 or 443, that's already slightly hyperosmolar or slightly hypertonic. If it's 580 plus minus 12.56, that's hyperosmolar and hypertonic. So far, are we good at this point? You can follow me?
Yes, Doc.
Yes, all right. Okay, so osmolality of enteral formula. Let's say that your formula, the one you took in with a high protein meal, is hypertonic or hyperosmolar. This is the one on your right with the black dots these are the molecules, these are the particles in your formula. These are the ones in your lumen, in the intestines, inside the intestines, okay? So you took your milk with hypertonic, hyperosmolar. So what it will do from your cells, from your body, it will take in the water. The water goes to the side with hypertonic or hyperosmolar formula. So you will lose water and therefore you will be more dehydrated and there will be cramping. You will experience nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. So patient cannot tolerate, diba? They're already sick, they're already compromised. And then if you take in a hypertonic formula, then there will be the possibility you put the patient into dehydration, cramping, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. You will lose more water. Okay, and when you lose water, you're not only losing water, you're also losing electrolytes. Okay, so this will just show you the one on the right, The orange one is the one inside your cells, and the blue one is the one inside your intestines. So when you take in a hyperosmolar formula, you will cause water to come out. The blue arrow, it's bigger, right? So the water will go, the tendency of the water shift will be towards the hyperosmolar formula, where the hyperosmolar state is. And then there will be absorption of whatever you are offering in your formula. There will only be a little absorption, not the expected absorption of what you are offering to the patient. Okay, so there's less. So here is your slide. So what is the osmolality of Livestrong?
300 daw.
300. And compare it to the others. So you're the one that falls close to the body osmolality. And therefore, it will be well tolerated by the patient. There will be good exchange of the nutrients that you are offering. It will go inside the cells. You, as compared to Ensure and NutriBest, no? The Ensure has the highest osmolality, 534. Yan. So this is the acceptable macronutrient distribution ranges for Filipinos. Okay, this is taken from the Philippine Dietary Reference Intakes developed by DOST FNRI. All right, I just highlighted adults. Okay, so when we say macronutrient, meaning these are the nutrients that you need to take in at a large amount, and they are your protein, your fat, and your carbohydrate. But they have to come in the appropriate range. You cannot just take carbohydrate in a range that is not recommended. So later you will know why you need this particular distribution range. For protein, take a look at this one. You have to note this one because we will compare it with your Livestrong. Okay, protein range. So meaning that the energy that you need to take from protein should be 10 to 15%. And the energy that you need to take from your total fat should be in the range of 15 to 30%. For carbohydrates, it's 55 to 75%. Okay. Protein, 10 to 15. Okay. Then fat 15 to 30, carbohydrate 55 to 75. So let's take a look at your macronutrient percentages for Livestrong. It's C54. Look down on the table. Carbohydrate range is 55 to 75. And then your protein should be 16%. So here. And your should be 10 to 15. Total fat is 30. Okay. And compare it with the others. Who gets closest to the Filipino, who meets the Filipino distribution range among all these? Definitely not Ensure, not designed for Filipino. Okay, so this is the closest, right? No. Who else is close? This one also, NutriBest, right? NutriBest. Who else?
Entrasol.
Entrasol. Yes. Who else? Yeah. So NutriBest, Entrasol, and macro percentage. And Livestrong. In terms of macro percentages. But in terms of osmolality, so we already have two good points, two good features: the osmolality, the macro percentages. So why do we need that why do we need the macronutrients? It's the energy providing nutrients, calorie providing nutrients that need to be consumed in significant and balanced amounts. Why it needs to be in balanced amounts? To maintain body function, so that your function will be at its optimal. Okay. or at least in the level that is above the disability threshold. Macronutrients provide sources of energy needed to fuel the body. So even when you're sitting down, you need to fuel with energy your body. The reason why you can sit down is because of the energy that you get from these nutrients in balanced amounts to maintain cellular hydration, to provide body structure so that you can perform work. Okay, so this is the percentage. You can memorize your percentage, the Livestrong percentage. C54, P16, F30. So it's closest to the Filipino recommendation. The first 3 bullet points is the recommendation for Filipinos. Why we need the correct percentage? Because adequate intake of essential nutrients. We need adequate intake of essential nutrients to enable the functions to take place, to reduce the risk of chronic diseases. And also this is immunomodulatory, meaning that it will stimulate your immune system. So that's the reason for having a correct percentage. If that is incorrect, the percentage or the distribution range, then you will accelerate muscle loss. See, that's very important. How about the protein sources? We say that we need high protein, but will all types of protein be beneficial, or what is the best protein that we can take in? As mentioned earlier, when we digest protein, it breaks down to several amino acids, different amino acids. But the sole determinant of your muscle protein synthesis is your leucine. So it's a branch chain amino acid, leucine. Leucine will stimulate your muscle protein synthesis. And among this milk formula or nutritional formula, who among them contains whey? Because whey gives you the highest source of leucine. So all of them, no, they have whey. All of them, they have whey. Okay? So would we say that it's NutriBest that is best? 100%, because it has 100% whey. Livestrong has 50% whey, and it's combined with 50% soy. Entresol has 75% whey. Your Boost has 50% whey and 50% casein. Your Ensure has 71% casein, 20% soy, 10% whey protein. So which among them has the best combination? Or is it better to just simply have pure whey in your nutritional formula? Okay, so this is a comparison of whey, casein, and soy proteins that were done. So they compared it. For the whey, they saw that digestion rate is rapid in terms of providing you with the amino acid, and it is richest in leucine. It's the only one that will give you leucine, and this is what the trigger for your muscle protein synthesis. How about soy? Soy, in terms of digestion rate, it's intermediate. It's in the middle. But for casein, it's very slow. Okay, it's very slow. Compared to soy and casein, soy and casein would not give you leucine, but it will give you other amino acids. Okay, so whey is the best source of your leucine. But they have experimented, like they made a mixture of your whey and your soy. And they saw that the availability of your amino acids is prolonged when you mix whey and soy. And still you are giving leucine because of the whey. But the beautiful thing is you're also providing other types of amino acids like your arginine, your glutamine, and an antioxidant activity. That will give you also an anti-aging effect. So which do you think is the best combination? Is it whey and casein? Whey
Whey and
Whey
soy.
soy.
Whey
Whey
and
and
soy. Now we understand why Live Strong has the name Live Strong. You will live stronger. You will live longer and you will live stronger. Because you're not only increasing your muscle mass, but you are also increasing your strength. Live strong. Okay, so this is still in that study related to the mixture of whey and soy. So they compared the activation of your muscle protein synthesis. Look at the color gray line. So that is the activity of your whey alone, no combination. The whey showed us that your muscle protein synthesis is available or it's activated until 60 minutes. But when you combine your whey with soy, because your whey has an intermediate action and your soy has an intermediate action, but your whey has a rapid action. And therefore, combining them would prolong the activation of your muscle protein synthesis. So instead of making it available, your muscle protein synthesis being activated only for 60 minutes, it's prolonged twice to 120 minutes. Okay, so these are just the recommended recommended energy, protein, and fats for Filipinos. So the one in red are for adults. I included the 16. Take note of this one, only the protein. Take note of the protein. So for female, the recommended is 62. For male, it's 71. This is the recommended for Filipinos, okay? 62 grams per day and 71 grams per day for males. Won't proceed. Okay, so this is the study made by FNRI and among Filipino population. So they found that the one in red, look at the one in red, that protein intake of Filipino female is 43 and male Filipino is 58.3. That is for 50 years and above. Okay, and we have seen that the recommended from 18 years old and above is 71 grams for males per day and 62 grams for females per day. So we are below 43 against 62 requirement. So can you imagine the muscle loss here? And then 58.3 for males. This is the Filipino population. Is the recommended is 71 grams, but the only intake is 58. So we are lacking. And therefore, whether they are sick or not sick, they are to be recommended to have a high protein intake, nutritional supplement. So this is the recommended intakes for vitamins. Vitamins will help in using your macronutrients and no biochemical reaction can take place in the body if we are lacking in vitamins. So we need vitamins. Every day we are using vitamins and minerals. Did you know that we are a mineral man? We cannot proceed with our biochemical reaction if we are lacking in a particular vitamin. Let's say your collagen, you want to be beautiful, you want your skin not to wrinkle. If you are lacking in vitamin C, then your collagen formation cannot continue. And therefore, you will find your skin wrinkled. You need these vitamins, even if they are in small amounts. And these are the recommended vitamin intake per day for Filipinos. So our Live Strong contains all the vitamins that are needed. Okay, so when do we prescribe Live Strong for malnourished, those who have BMI below 18.5? So yeah, they have seen that there is significant weight improvement after 2 months of intake of a high protein meal. Okay, then if there are people who are in acute illness or chronic illnesses, this will be a good recommendation. For those who have sedentary lifestyle, if you're not moving, expect your muscles to have a greater breakdown and a greater trigger for muscle protein synthesis, meaning that you will need more protein to trigger your muscle protein synthesis. So we really need to be moving. And as we age, sarcopenia, you lose muscles at a greater rate, 0.2 gram per kilogram per day for sarcopenia, but for a catabolic state, that is per year, all right? That's what you're losing per year. So if you're seeing an elderly that has lost muscle mass, that's already a disease, and therefore you recommend Livestrong. Maintain good health. For 30 years, we have said that muscle loss begins at the age of 30 and increases as we age. If you want to maintain good muscle mass, good strength, then we recommend a high protein nutritional intake or supplementation. Weight management, yeah. We just decrease our intake of energy, but make sure we retain the muscle mass. This is the direction for use. Thank you for your kind attention. God bless everyone. If you have questions.
Wow, thank you, Doctora.
Was
I
it
think that was
clear?
a very, very good presentation. In fact, based on the figures that you presented, it does seem like the one serving of Livestrong is enough to supplement the shortfall of the average Filipino diet, di ba? Kasi parang
Yes.
yung protein intake was,
So it's
sabi
not
nila, for
only for the
example,
sick people, it's for
yes,
people
correct.
who are 30s and above. And it's
Correct.
not only one. I mean, we need high protein intake per meal, right? Per meal. So the recommended for young people is 20 grams per meal. So ilan yung protein ni Livestrong? Have you memorized?
I think,
18.3 grams.
yes, 18 to 20 yata per
So
100
if you're not eating, at
grams.
least, if let's say you're going to skip your meal, then take your Livestrong because it will already give you the amount that you need. 18.3 is very close to 20 grams.
Right? Yung osmolality, is it the lower the better? Meaning, di ba you mentioned
Any more?
yung the lower the osmolality? Kasi yung figure, kasi di ba if it's hyper isotonic,
Any more questions?
tama? Is it
I'll
worse?
show myself. Hi, everyone. So you get to know me when you see me on the road.
Nice to meet you, Doctor.
No, I think what
Questions?
Doc
More?
was showing Will was I
Hey,
think as
if
long
there's
as it's ever
none,
close to the
back to
260.
MC.
Right, right. No, I think I saw sa sa table parang if it's higher, that's the solution tends to draw the water outside the body.
I can't hear
Right?
you, Will.
Hello? You can't hear me?
Sorry.
Actually, we can hear you, Will. We can hear you.
Sorry.
No.
Okay. I forgot. I switched on my Bluetooth.
Yeah, so Doctor, I was asking yung sa osmolality, is the lower the figure, the better? Or
Okay, wait. No. Wait lang. I just turned off the other one wait.
I think the closest to the uh isotonic solution. That's better.
Yes, right.
yes,
So it's not necessarily higher or lower. It has to be almost the same range para mag-work
Yes.
ayos.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Pero
It has to be.
what it means is
Go.
yung it closest to the body, which is about 300, di ba?
300. Yes.
Because what that actually means is yung parang the equilibrium with the water content, correct? If it's
Mm.
if it's too high, it's gonna draw the water outside the body.
Yes. And
Okay.
you will have dehydration. You will have nausea, vomiting, cramping,
Yes. I think
cramps
that's a
because you're
very,
also
very big
losing.
kasi the use insure is so high.
Yes,
It's
because it's not
almost
designed for
hyper.
Filipinos.
Yeah. I see. Okay, okay. I think that's a
Yeah,
very, very good point. Yeah.
so even if
If
it's
it's too
cheap,
low, sorry, Jane, go ahead.
so that's why even if it's cheaper, it's like you're wasting your money because you're not really getting the nutrition that you need.
Yes. In
Correct.
terms of tolerability, you'll be able to tolerate it well. The patient will be able to tolerate it well. Remember, these are patients who already have a problem with their food intake. They don't have the appetite. They don't want to eat. They're also already dehydrated. So it's very important that you mind the osmolality of the formula that you are giving because there will be a good exchange of your nutrients and they need the nutrients. They need the water that you are providing for them. So if it's too low, we call it hypotonic or hypoosmolar, then the tendency also would be the intake of what's this, more of the water will come in, okay, from the formula, but the electrolytes or the other vitamins and minerals will not be absorbed very well. So we only want the isomolar and the isotonic so that there will be good exchange of the
I see.
nutrients.
Thank you. That's a
And
perfect
remember,
explanation.
in
Yeah, sorry, go
terms
ahead.
of, yeah, intolerability and the good exchange of the nutrients that you are offering, because every formula would claim that they are providing you with the adequate protein, with the adequate vitamins and minerals, but that's not the only thing that you will look for in a formula. You go down and look at the osmolality there. That's the difference the osmolality will make against the other formula that you have in the market.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And
Um,
also the percentage distribution, remember, it's immunomodulatory. We are closest, so it's immunomodulatory, meaning that it will stimulate your immune system well, and this will help maintain your body function. And if it's in the incorrect percentage, remember, you will lose more muscles.
right. Actually, that's very interesting because we have had some testimonies about the product really boosting their immunity. Even ako rin like since I started taking, like di ako nagkakasakit. And we've had some sickly people really say na since they've started taking, hindi na sila nagkakasakit. I thought it was uh, just lack of nutrition, but maybe that's a good big contributor yung balance, right?
So
Okay,
now
great.
you're putting science into the testimonies of your users.
Right, right. It gives us an idea and parang it validates even the testimony, right? Okay, great.
Yeah, it's more exciting now to share the product because you know what you're sharing is really effective.
Yeah, yeah, yes,
Hindi lang siya hype or psychological.
yeah. We're not just talking
Placebo.
Jane.
Yeah, I
Meron naman
know.
palang basis, hindi naman pala.
Meron talaga, kaya nga excited ako eh. Like even the other day, I was like really feeling, cause Doctora, 'di ba you know how sensitive my throat is and my nasal passages ever since I was a kid. I'm always like, sickly pagdating sa colds and I really catch it easily. So the other day, I was feeling like there's this my nodules sa may lower neck ko, yung sa may neck ko, behind my ears, na medyo feeling ko namamaga siya. So I was feeling like I was gonna have bad cold. Tapos I could feel na may colds na ako talaga, like it's gonna drip or something. And then I just took this Live Strong. I took it in the morning and then in the evening, and then I just took my Berocca. The next day, wala na siya. And then even the swelling sa behind my ears, nawala siya. So yeah, now I know why.
Yeah, because remember I
Fantastic.
said earlier, we are a mineral man. So those vitamins, because if you will, I don't know, I put in some biblical perspective, okay? So we were created from the soil, right? So soil is very rich in minerals and vitamins, okay? So our body composition is made up of minerals, vitamins. We cannot function without this. Every day we are using this. So every day they go down. So we need to make sure we're replenishing the vitamins and the minerals. If we are not eating fruits, vegetables, then we're not replacing it. Or at least drink a supplementation that will give you those vitamins and minerals. So every day, the vitamin and mineral content in our body goes down because it's being used up. So we have like billions of biochemical reactions going on in our body, and those biochemical reactions cannot proceed without the mineral that the particular mineral that they need, and therefore it has to be made available. That's why to be in top shape, to be in really good health, and to have long life, you have to make sure that all these minerals are always there because we came from the soil, and soil is the home of minerals, vitamins. That's why when you go to nature, when you go to a place where there are no buildings, only the nature, you feel like you belong. Yes, because you belong to the soil. That's my take on that one. All right.
Right. Thanks. Actually, you're right. A lot of people overlook the importance of these trace amount minerals. Kasi 'di ba, parang if you look at the contents, parang konti lang, it's like point something milligram, like what does it matter? But I think that's the explanation. A lot of these are instrumental in as a catalyst or as a component to initiate very important biochemical processes in the body. Okay.
Thank you.
Mitch, Jacqueline, Jane, any other questions that you might have for Doctora?
No, I think this is all very good. I'm just thinking moving forward, is the intention then we'll get doctor to be doing mga seminars with the doctors. I think there's something being planned for the north, tama ba?
Yes, we are trying to come up with an event, and we will be inviting Doctora for to be the speaker, to train the doctors on how to use the product and explain, like what she did just now. I'm just waiting for the schedule from the hospitals. Actually, it's in Quezon and Ilocos. So in Ilocos, I know that it's going to be from 4 hospitals with a total of about 30 doctors who will be attending. So I'm just waiting for their advice on the day, because they are trying to collaborate all the hospitals to attend.
Okay, great. Looking forward to that. So, are you okay, Doctora, to travel to those locations or to give
As long as
uh
my schedule permits. So we just need to
coordinate that?
schedule it ahead of time.
Okay, great, great. So yeah, let's
Yes,
work
yes,
it out. I think
yeah.
anyway, we're just starting, and I think yes, our mission is to really get this across to as many people as we can. I think it's a very good business, but it's also a very good product to bring to the Filipino people.
Yes, it's going to help a lot of people. I'm also trying to come up with a small event here in Shang. So also Doctora sa San Juan Medical, no? Di ba? So we will definitely inform you, Doctora, for the schedule and make sure that it's within your availability.
Thank you. Thank you.
Doctor, is San Juan Medical government hospital? It is, diba?
Yes,
Is it under the LG or under national?
LGU. It's semi, like
LGU.
they're also admitting private patients.
But it's funded by the LGU, by
Yes, by the LGU.
okay. Because si Mayor Zamora yan, di ba? Zamora sa San Juan.
Yes, this is actually the project of former President Erap.
I see, I see. Okay. Kasi incidentally, I don't know, maybe we can do something with San Juan, especially that you're there. Yung si Congresswoman Izzy Zamora is actually the classmate of my wife from Poveda.
Oh, that's great.
Very, very quiet girl, very nice actually.
Mm.
Yeah, you just pero kasi if you're there, we could maybe have a small event there, even if it's just
Yeah,
really
that too.
an information campaign, right, about
Yeah.
nutrition, right?
Yes, that
Because
would
we'll
be
see
good.
kung it might gain traction. They might put in the funds
Ano lang
for
on
healthcare.
on that note, ano lang, Will and Jane, just so you know, may forward ako dating article kay Will, pero there's a move in Congress to help parang boost the nutrition of the senior and elderly. Para I think it's like gonna be a joint effort between like DOH and LGU, something like that. I need to get the details on that, but I don't know whether it's already in action right now, but I think it's one of those opportunities that we also need to see whether we can get into that in the future.
So yes,
Yeah,
Yeah,
correct.
but
definitely
I
we
think
have to.
the price the price of the product is kind of higher than the others, the other available available in the market.
Right. Actually, Doctor, this is the price is something that we have been discussing for quite a bit. If you're referring to the SRP, the 360, actually the intended SRP talaga per sachet was 229.
Mm.
But the SRP is kind of like a bloated SRP only because there's we have a relationship with Zen Institute tsaka Vitura in Sofitel. I think they're moving now. That caters to
Mm.
very affluent people, and they're the ones who really wanted to bring the SRP at least to the SRP, the published SRP to 360, because they can
Mm.
sell it, and they sell it
Mm.
uh, because they're very wealthy. They sell it with other treatments, but if you will notice, our consumption, our go-to-market model is really that we hope in it by design, everyone should be buying only at 180. Anyone
Mm.
that is using this product consistently, meaning they go online, they buy 1 month, every month, by design, 180 lang nila bibilin. Immediately from 360, we will give 50% discount. Yun yung model that we have to make it affordable. The ano
Oh, I
lang, the
see.
360 is just um kumbaga for optics for the very affluent buying from
Oh.
very expensive clinics. Kasi yung mga
Yeah, I understand.
yung mga models, yung mga ano nila packages nila 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. So
Mm.
that's the only reason. Pero we're continuously looking at the market, and I think at 180, especially with increasing prices now, it's becoming more and more competitive and sustainable for most Filipinos.
All right. I leave it to you.
Although,
It's not my turf.
right. Okay, so I was just, and then of course, one of the things we were looking at also is yung, but there's something for further internal discussion. Napansin namin sa market din because even with Insure and other products, people are taking maybe half doses to save money.
Mm.
So
Yes, right.
okay, anyway, so I thank you very much. Are there any more questions for Doctora while she's with us?
Well,
No, we're all good. Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctora. Looking forward to
Lang,
meeting
Thank you,
you
I'll just,
face to
everyone.
face.
yeah, I'll just request for a copy of the, Doctora presentation. Is that possible? Or kahit
Yeah,
yung
I'll send it to you. I'll
limited
send it to you.
edition where I
No,
can no, I mean, not all the with all the numbers because that's a little bit complicated for my brain, but just the simple items that I must highlight when I present, on a one-on-one basis.
yes, definitely I can give.
Okay, thank you, Doctora. That was a great presentation, very informative. And
Yes,
yeah, we,
thank
we look forward to
you.
working with you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. Thank you, Doc. Bye.
Okay, bye.